No heat, no air conditioning, no kitchen, no phone. Hot water, but only if you felt the faucet in the bathroom run it while you went out into the hallway to light the pilot. At least there was a window which overlooked the convenience store. If Malcolm stood on his toes and leaned out as far as he could go, he could just barely make out the neon glow of downtown Osaka a quarter-mile away. Malcolm was exhausted to be disappointed. Without even bothering to change out his clothes, he just dropped his duffel in a corner and lay down on the futon. He could feel the hard wooden floor beneath the thin material. It wasn't unbearable, and certainly he'd slept under the worst conditions. In training camp in Princeton, he'd been forced to sleep on flip-way lockers in the field house, and that was after all few days of bone-crunching practices. Compared to that, this was heaven. He started at the ceiling, listening to the strange sounds of a strange city while he let the events of the day sink. He couldn't believe that he was really in Japan. It certainly wasn't what he had expected. He had thought he'd been working Tokyo directly under Dean Carney, learning the ropes of international finance of major player, and he was in Osaka, parting to his grandly half-Japanese backgammon jig who was only 2 years his senior. Still, Kerry seemed like a decent enough guy. He'd actually been embraced when he had finally gotten around to tell Malcolm that his salary was going to be 4 million yen. Had sounded like a lot of until Kerry had reminded him of exchange rate. It worked out to about $35,000, maybe half of what he would have expended towards the first year of Wall Street. And from what Kerry had told to him, Osaka was the second most expensive city in the world after Tokyo, which explains the crappy apartment and the fact that he was lying on a futon about as thick as 2 t-shirts rolled together. But Malcolm didn't really care about the money or apartment or the futon. Less than a week ago, he had been sitting in Kennedy's office in J.P. Morgan, kissing ass and listening to the stiff Jack tell about photocopy machines and first-year bonuses. Somehow he had escaped the carbon copy life. Tokyo, present day. The console in front of me looked like the control panel of a 747. Except the instructions were all in Japanese. The smaller room had a similar cockpit feel, but the walls were laced in chrome and the wall was spread on black marble, polished so brightly it matched the globe fluorescent ceiling stripes.